So you might be wondering, can the choices we make every single day actually fight back against something as serious as sleep apnea? It's a condition that disrupts sleep for literally millions of people, leaving them totally exhausted and putting a massive strain on their long-term health. But what if taking back control was actually as simple as tweaking a few of your evening routines? Well, welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here with us today because we're going to dive straight into demystifying sleep apnea management using hard, doctor-backed medical data. There's a ton of noise out there about quote-unquote sleep hacks, but today we're cutting through all that fluff to look exclusively at what the clinical evidence tells us actually works. Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today. 1. The power of daily habits. 2. Quick fixes to start tonight. 3. Habits for long-term relief. 4. 3 supporting sleep strategies. And finally, 5. Your sustainable action plan. Let's jump right into section 1, the power of daily habits. Small choices, massive impact. When it comes to managing mild to severe sleep apnea, your daily choices matter an incredible amount. But to really understand why, we need to understand the scoreboard. Doctors measure the severity of sleep apnea using a metric called the Apnea-Hypopnea Index, or AHI for short. Simply put, this measures the number of times your breathing pauses or becomes super shallow every single hour while you sleep. The lower your AHI, the better your sleep quality. Definitely keep this metric in mind because the reductions we're about to look at are just mind-blowing. Right, so when we pull up the scientific receipts, we see 4 core steps backed by serious medical research. We aren't talking about feel-good wellness trends here. Losing excess weight, sleeping on your side, regular exercise, and avoiding alcohol all have a direct, measured impact on your AHI. It's basically foundational medicine that can significantly improve how you breathe at night. Moving on to section 2, quick fixes to start tonight. Immediate mechanical changes. Our first quick fix addresses a genuinely staggering statistic. A full 55% of adults with obstructive sleep apnea actually have what's called positional apnea. That means their breathing pauses happen mostly or sometimes entirely just when they're sleeping on their backs. See, when you lie flat on your back, gravity naturally pulls the tongue and soft tissues backward, which physically narrows your airway. Simply rolling onto your side flips the script, using gravity to your advantage to keep that passage wide open. Now, you might be thinking, how on earth do I stay on my side once I'm already asleep? Well, sleep clinics have been recommending this brilliant, low-tech life hack for years, and it's a fantastic contrast to all those expensive, clunky medical devices. You literally just sew a tennis ball right into the back of a tight-fitting sleep shirt. If you try to roll onto your back in your sleep, the slight discomfort of the tennis ball gently prompts you to roll right back onto your side, all without actually waking you up. How cool is that? But, it's not just about how you sleep. It's also about what you avoid. Drinking alcohol 3 to 4 hours before bed measurably worsens sleep apnea. Why? Because alcohol relaxes your throat muscles way beyond their normal resting tone. Studies show that a nightcap directly pumps up your AHI by nearly 4 extra breathing pauses per hour, and it drops your blood oxygen levels. So skipping that evening glass of wine is essentially a fast track to quieter, much better breathing tonight. All right, section 3. Habits for long-term relief. Gradual physiological changes. When we talk about the long game, weight management is the absolute champion here. A landmark 4-year study by a researcher named Peppard found that just a 10% reduction in excess weight predicts a massive 26% drop in breathing pauses. The biology here is pretty straightforward. Extra tissue around the neck makes airway collapse a lot more likely at night. When you shrink that tissue, you literally open up the breathing passage. And the contrast here is super stark. While a 10% weight loss drops those breathing pauses by 26%, gaining 10% in body weight actually spikes your AHI by a massive 32%. It's a really powerful reminder that gradual, sustainable eating habits play a foundational role in your sleep health over time. But hey, what if you aren't seeing huge numbers dropping on the scale right away? Don't stress it. A clinical meta-analysis actually found that simply engaging in supervised exercise training reduced breathing pauses by an average of over 6 events per hour, and that's even with minimal changes in actual body weight. Just meeting the World Health Organization's basic movement guidelines of 150 minutes a week, which is just a brisk 30-minute walk 5 days a week, provides tremendous independent benefits to keeping your airway open. Let's look at section 4, 3 supporting sleep strategies. Compounding your progress.
So we're looking at supporting habits now, because building a routine where you do several small things consistently heavily outperforms trying to do just one thing perfectly. First up, quit smoking. Smoking actually inflames and irritates your upper airway lining, which physically narrows the passage that air has to travel through. Second, manage any nasal congestion with saline rinses or allergy meds. A blocked nose forces you to breathe through your mouth, and that reduces the natural airway support your tongue usually provides. And third, keep a consistent sleep schedule. Irregular sleep pushes you into lighter sleep stages, and that's where airway muscles relax unpredictably, and those breathing pauses happen way more frequently.
Finally, Section 5, your sustainable action plan, putting it all together. Having all this data is fantastic, but we need a truly sustainable approach to actually use it. You want to start by snagging the quick wins tonight, like side sleeping and ditching the evening alcohol. Actually getting better sleep immediately builds up your energy and your confidence. And that allows you to then tackle the gradual long-term lifestyle shifts, like steady weight loss and daily movement over the coming weeks and months. So let's stack these steps logically. Step 1, side sleep and skip the alcohol tonight. Step 2, once that feels totally normal, add in that 30-minute daily walk. Step 3, maintain that consistency over time. The absolute biggest mistake people make here is trying to aggressively fix everything overnight with some extreme diet and a crazy workout routine that almost always leads to burnout and a frustrating return of all your symptoms. Now, before we wrap up today, I really need to remind you of this one absolutely crucial principle. While these habits are incredibly powerful and definitely put the steering wheel back in your hands, moderate or severe sleep apnea typically still requires a CPAP machine or doctor-recommended therapy. Think of these lifestyle changes as the ultimate co-pilot to your medical treatment, working right alongside it to give you the highest possible quality of life. And that brings us to the end of our explainer, but I want to leave you with one final proactive question to think about. Which habit are you going to change tonight? Are you going to hunt down a tennis ball for your sleep shirt, skip the late night drink, or maybe finally make that call to your doctor to schedule an at-home sleep test? The power to breathe easier is right there waiting for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and here is to a fantastic, restful night ahead.